Why, hello again. Today was such fun feeds. I might as well talk about the feeds again. Another day where I could do two different updates because there's so much drama going on. We finally do have fun feeds because the game has been busted up a bit. Let's talk about it. I am going to have to make this quick though, so I'm going to try and talk about everything that I want to. I also hope there's not too much of an echo in the room that I am in. We started today with Angela crying. Already a lot of fake crying from Angela. She cried to Yash. She cried to Barrett. Angela being paranoid that she might be getting backdoored. She's having this sob story paranoia to Barrett, who is currently on the block. If Barrett was any kind of player or just playing at all, you would think he would have felt some kind of way about Angela crying to him about that while he's on the block. Angela then decided to tell Haley, well, admit to Haley that she voted Lyric out. Now, she got some advice from Taylor last night, even though she was super duper Karen paranoid about Taylor last night. And Taylor told her to just tell the truth if she's feeling bad about lying to Haley. So that's what she did. And she did all this after basically swearing on her grandkids that she wasn't lying to Haley. I mean, what a thing to swear on when you're just going to tell the truth a couple days later. Haley got upset. She later confronted Angela saying that Angela betrayed her, and then, she was upset because Angela shouted out her family even though she was betraying her. I'm glad that Haley got into it with Angela today. And I think today was an example of how crappy of a game player that Angela is. I have not understood Angela's game for weeks now. Like I've been saying for the past week, how is she gonna put this huge target on Drew and then just not want to vote him out anymore? Like this happened in her first game too, where I felt like she was just pulled everywhere by her paranoia. But it seems so unnatural this season that I just don't understand anything that Angela's doing. It doesn't make sense on any sort of level to me. Dee and Taylor also faked a fight the morning prior, and now Haley thinks that Angela owes Dee an apology because Dee got into it with Taylor about the vote and everything, and Angela let it happen. And Haley still doesn't understand that she's just not in on anything right now. Angela also did kind of allude that if Haley really thought about who gathered the vote to happen, she could put it together, which made Haley think about Dee. So in a way, Angela did kind of throw Dee under the bus to Haley. But yeah, Haley was just telling Angela she doesn't understand why Angela wanted to blow up others' games when she was supposed to be riding with Haley, saying she was riding with Haley. Then she lied to Haley and she pointed out other people that could be lying. Angela said she just wanted to clear her conscience. Chuk overheard some of this argument and understood that Angela had been lying. Angela did her usual sobbing because that's all she can do is her white Karen tears. It did not work on Chuk today like it would have worked in the past. Angela later told Dee that she told Haley, and I don't think Dee was very happy about Angela doing that. And she shouldn't be, because Angela doing that does hurt Dee's game also. Like, it does. Dee has been super tight with Angela. She's been going where Angela's paranoia takes her. And this vote, even though it was Dee's fault, this vote flip was Dee's idea, Dee's baby, well, it was the DR's idea. And Dee's the one that pushed it for the diary room. But yeah, I think this vote and then lying about the vote after has not been good for Angela and Dee this week. And now they are both overplaying, in my opinion. But I don't think it's just my opinion. I think it's facts. Because if you just lied about the vote a couple days ago, and now Angela's going back on that lie, and then it's falling on Dee too, and then Dee has to go around the house and either continue lying to certain people, but most of the house knows that she's lying to certain people. It is too messy. I feel like Dee maybe can play as wild as she's starting to play because she's won $1 million before. We'll see. But Dee and Kamu were chosen to play in the veto today. Now, the part where Dee overplayed today is she went to Kamu, let it be known to Kamu that she lied about the vote and she really did vote out Lyric. She said that she was sorry that she lied to Kamu. She said the reason was that she thought he would tell Chuk and Haley. Kamu appreciated D telling the truth. Kamu did the whole thing he's been doing before this vote, saying he's never really been close to Chuk and Haley. It's been Chuk and Haley who are close, and he's kind of a third. And that's something he was planting for a couple weeks now. For a moment, Kamu left the room. Dee talked to the camera, talking about how Angela told Haley. She doesn't know why Angela did that. Who cares what Haley thinks? That Dee thinks Haley's probably going to have to leave this week if she doesn't win veto. But it ends up helping Dee's game right now because Haley came and apologized to Dee. But Dee was in this spot where the third person who voted is either her or Yash. It was obviously Yash who did it, but Haley still could suspect that Dee did it. So Dee wants to keep lying to Haley about the vote, which again, to me, is just some overplaying from Dee. We are seeing what these vets can do when they don't have this huge power structure and this lopsided powers and the first HOH to just have the first power structure. We are now seeing Angela, Dee, and Devins play without the power structure. And Angela and Dee are not doing very well, in my opinion. Devins doing great. Devins had a chill day today when there was chaos going on throughout the rest of the house. But yeah, Dee continued to talk to Kamu, told Kamu that she's going to continue to lie to Haley about the vote, saying that she knows it's between her and Yash and she wants to keep lying to Haley. Dee told Kamu that Lala and Taylor pulled the vets last night to tell them that Kamu isn't being backdoored and that Dee thinks Yash, Taylor, and Lala are going to bring Kamu in and use him to take shots at her or the vets. Dee making a good call here, not knowing that Kamu is kind of a big part of that already happening. And so I feel like during this conversation with Dee and Kamu, which was super long, Dee was giving so much information to him. He was giving nothing real back. And that's another example of Dee overplaying here. Kamu said that he always felt like Haley and Chuk were a thing and he was just third. They were always together. That he kept just saying that. That was his whole spill during this thing. Dee continued to give a lot of info, trying to throw Taylor and Lala under the bus, just to see if Kamu would bite, because I do think Dee has an idea that Kamu is trying to work with Lala and Taylor and Yash, which she is correct about. Dee doing all of this before a veto is even played while Lala is still the HOH, trying to throw Lala under the bus is very dangerous. And we see that Kamu can be far more dangerous as a player than anyone thinks he can be. We saw that yesterday. He flipped everything on Lala's HOH to make sure he wouldn't land up on the block. So, yeah. Then Dee went so far as to tell Kamu she has a power, saying that he's the only one that knows. And people making excuses for Dee, saying the power's not that good, so who cares that she told Kamu? But again, all Dee did during this conversation is tell Kamu information. And all Kamu did at the end was say, hey, you want to be a part of this alliance? I'm thinking me, Taylor, Lala, Devins, Yash. All Kamu did here was invite Dee to the bottom of an alliance. So Dee gave up a lot of information to Kamu, and all she got in return is an offer for the bottom of an alliance. I think Kamu outplayed the Survivor winner today. That is how I see it. I think Kamu will maybe try and work with Dee now, but he also has ammo to try and get Dee as a backdoor option this week, or still go for Angela as a backdoor option this week. We'll see how Kamu plays it. Again, he might be the most interesting player to watch this week. He kind of already is. I mean, Yash and Taylor too, but Kamu's doing really good. But Haley had her feelings hurt about Angela, telling so many lies about the vote, talking to Chuk about how they need to have a conversation about the votes. So we had Haley, Chuk, Dee, Kamu, all up in a room talking about how Angela's still crying, Haley saying Angela won't stop crying. Dee said that they need to get Yash up here to discuss the vote because Dee still wants to do her lying thing to Haley. So they have Kamu go pull Yash. Yash comes in. Dee says that she wants to talk to Yash first alone before they continue this group conversation. She does this so she can tell Yash that she's gonna keep lying to Haley and they can like fake an argument or something. That never really transpired a lot. What kind of ended up happening was other arguments. Dee kind of threw it out there while Yash was in there about how Chuk told Angela that Yash was after him. Chuk tried to do damage control there. Haley was still on her not using the veto if she wins it bullshit. Like, these are the big brains that these vets are playing with that is making them have such an easy game. Haley still thinks if she wins the veto, she should not use it and stay on the block. I mean, wow. Also, big brains Chuk and Haley think that Angela got to Lala last to change the noms yesterday when it was Kamu who did that. Haley and Chuk were telling Kamu, Dee, and Yash that Taylor hates Lala's game and she's ready to jump ship, which again just shows how lost in the sauce Haley and Chuk are. Angela was downstairs outside with the 4-0 burgers, which is Drew, Mallory, and Barrett, trying to tell them everyone's upstairs except them. But then Kamu was asked to go get Angela and bring Angela up to the room, which was kind of just going to be everyone coming at Angela about this vote. Haley was saying that Angela made it seem like it was Dee that rallied the votes. I don't know if Dee took note of that information and what she will do with that information about Angela. But then Angela was just getting very defensive, obviously, because it's kind of a whole room against her in a way. Angela brought up the whole Chuk telling her about Yash thing so that she can distract from everybody coming at her. Angela said, and I quote, "Chuk told me you were throwing out my name." Chuk was like, "Whoa, we're not doing this bullshit." The tension started to rise. Lala was listening at the door, and then Angela and Haley just got into it. Now, of course, the feeds kept cutting, so we didn't actually get to see the brunt of it. But apparently, Angela went off on Haley, calling her a fucking bitch, just going off on her. So Lala and Taylor came in. Lala saved Angela from this. Then Angela had a crying fit in the HOH to talk about what happened. I don't love that everyone lets Angela get away from her victimhood because she Karens out and she is able to play victim about it. And a lot of people have disdain for Haley and Chuk, especially Haley, which is very warranted. But Haley just got out Karened by the Karen. So, yeah, Angela had a full-on crash out today. I feel like Angela had a terrible day of gameplay, though. So even though people are taking Angela's side against Haley and Chuk because Haley and Chuk are on the block, I have to wonder what's in the back of everyone's minds about working with Angela. Like, her social game had to go to shit today. Even with Dee, I would believe. But it was funny after Angela was pulled out and after Chuk and Haley left the room, Dee, Kamu, and Yash were just laughing it up about what just happened. Angela ranting to Taylor and Lala saying she's freed from the chains that are Haley and she's going to be floating now. Angela telling Barrett she's not going to hold her tongue if Haley starts smirking across the table. Taylor was in the bathroom at the time saying, "I'm going to bang a teapot when Haley leaves." So there could be more drama on the horizon. There was also like a little scuttle between Lala and Haley when Lala told Haley she should apologize to Angela. Haley saying, "I'm going to try and be respectful in this conversation," with Lala saying it's between her and Angela, which is true. Lala was trying to get into it with Haley, in my opinion here, which Haley knew Lala would try to do. So overall today, I think Kamu is really good. He's a good player. He has a great social game. And he was planting those seeds in the past 2 weeks that he's not as close to Haley and Chuk. And now that's paying off because Haley and Chuk are public enemies number 1 and 2. And Kamu's still doing some real good work socially. So that was today. I don't think it was a great day for Angela and Dee personally. We'll see how they recover. I think Dee obviously a better player than Angela, but I still feel like she overplayed. She helped Kamu way more today than Kamu could have ever helped her, and she didn't need to do that. So people are going to make excuses for Dee's game and say, oh, she did what she had to do, and Kamu's still wanting to work with her. But all Kamu did was try and add her to the bottom of an alliance.